Just hold on, just that bit longer, because you're gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. It really, really is. Good morning, fellow light beings, fellow kings and queens. I'm currently sitting watching the sunrise in beautiful San Pedro, La Laguna, Guatemala. And a good friend of mine that I've spent the last few months with really nailed it home that it is so important to wake up when it's dark, to rise with the sun, to find the sun wherever you are and watch it rise. It really is a sort of portal, and it's become a kind of ritual that admittedly I haven't done for the past week, but today I saw my alarm go off. I closed my eyes and decided I didn't want to go, but there was something in me that was like, Joanna, it's time. You've had a week of settling in to San Pedro. You've had a week of, chilling, and it's now time to get back on it. And if you guys saw my last video, you'll know that Guatemala is probably one of the Latin America in general is probably one of the loudest places I've ever lived in my entire life. So even though I've come down here for a peaceful morning sunrise so that I can film a message from spirit for you in peace and quiet, that is not the case. There are boats going past, birds chirping, there is some machinery at some point, I don't know. It's just, I accept, universe, I accept. But if you can, I really do recommend that at least a couple times a week, maybe not every day, but a couple times a week, try to find the sunrise. Try to wake up early, maybe walk to the local park, or if you're lucky enough, look out your window as the sun rises over whatever structure is in front of you. But as I was sitting here, I asked Spirit, do you have a message for anyone watching this? And almost immediately, it wasn't a word that came to me, but an image. And it was an image of a white dove settling on an olive tree, grabbing an olive twig in its beak and flying away. And for those of you who know the Bible story about Noah and the ark, the only man who had the foresight to build a boat before the rains came, then you will know that at the end of that story, Noah sent out a couple birds in a row. Or maybe he sent out the same dove each time. But one of the times, just when they were losing hope, just when they'd been surrounded by water for so long that they thought they'd never see the land again, just as they were losing hope, losing faith in a God, in a universe that they had listened to and survived because of, they send out a dove, and the dove comes back with an olive branch, an olive twig. And this is to show, and this was showing Noah, that the waters were receding, the waters were lowering, that life was coming back, that land had been found, that not everything was covered in darkness and despair and water. And this wasn't the end. Noah was still on the ark. Noah was still with all of his people and animals, and I'm sure it stank and they wanted to rip each other's throats out by that point. But it was a sign that the end was near. Now we don't know how near, but it was a sign of hope. And I feel like this is what Spirit wants to share with whoever is watching and resonating with this video today. That there is hope. That no matter how dark the world looks, that no matter what is going on your TikTok feed, your Instagram feed, your Facebook feed, how much infighting, hatred, racism, bigotness, how many wars are being fought, how many lives are being lost, there is that small olive twig in a dove's beak. And that you get to choose the reality that you exist in. You get to choose whether you see that olive branch as a sign of peace or as a sign of foreboding. Every culture has its signs. In one culture, the snake may be seen as the devil, like in Christianity, whereas in other cultures, the snake is seen as a powerful medicine omen, such as in Mayan culture. And I myself am a Khan in Mayan astrology. My Mayan sign is a Khan, which is that of the serpent, which is that of a powerful healer and wise woman. So I'll take that. And so you can choose to look at the dove with the olive twig and see hope, or you can see it as a sign of foreboding. But what my guides are really coming through with right now is a lot of you are calling this planet a hell planet. It is not. It is a heaven planet. It was always meant to be paradise, heaven on earth. And if you come out on a chilly morning and you sit beside a lake where you can see not one, not two, but 3 volcanoes and a sunrise, you could be tempted to say that you're in heaven. But if you wake up and you immediately scroll your TikTok feed and you're watching images of war, of children crying, of people debating nonsense on your TV screen, if you watch the news first thing in the morning and allow it to fill you up with fear, then your perception of reality is going to be that you are in hell. And my guides want you to know that that is a choice. That is a choice, my friend. And I think we could do with a little bit of hope. A little message of just hold on, just that bit longer. Because you're gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. It really, really is. It really, really is. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. I'm saying don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Claim it. And if you'll remember, those of you who are well Bible versed, that was not the last time Moses sent out his dove. The next time Moses sent out his dove did not come back. And they rejoiced. And for those of you who don't know the Bible and don't know that story, you would think, well, why would they rejoice? The dove didn't come back. It obviously perished. It obviously died. Something must have got it. Or maybe it got tired because there was nowhere to land and it drowned. Again, that perception is a choice. It's a choice to think that the dove didn't come back because it perished. Whereas in fact, Moses and his boat people and boat animals rejoiced, because when the dove didn't come back, it told them that the dove had found somewhere else to live, meaning that the waters had come down enough that the dove had been able to find a tree to perch in and food to eat, and it did not need to come back and seek the safety of the ark. It was free and it was alive. And that perception turned out to be the correct one. The waters did in fact come down. They were in fact able to leave the ark and repopulate heaven on earth. In my experience, the best case scenario is usually the one that is correct, even if my mind immediately goes to the worst case scenario. And I understand those of you with anxiety, those of you who overthink, those of you who are Virgos, like myself and my best friend. I'm a Virgo moon, and she's a Virgo rising with Libra sun, so yeah, you know. Poor girl. I understand overthinking. I understand expecting the worst, because if you expect the worst and the worst happens and you were prepared, But guess what? If you expect the worst and you're anxious about what could go wrong and you're anxious about the state of the world and you're constantly filling yourself up with fear, when everything works out, you're going to kick yourself because you will have wasted so much time and energy worrying when in the end it was all right. It was all okay. It all worked out. It's all a matter of perspective, and it's all a matter of where you're placing your energy. So that was Spirit's message today. I'm really feeling very in tune with my intuition at the moment and feeling messages coming through quite strongly and quite quickly. So I'm going to be trying to film as many of these as I can every week. I also want to start doing some tarot readings, not specific ones for signs or anything, but maybe just for like the week ahead, so that we can get some, you know, it can be the dove that goes out and we can see what it comes back with. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I will put my details in the description box down below. I also, for those of you who struggle with anxiety, with negative perceptions, with self-limiting beliefs, I'm also a shadow work coach, so I'll put details for that down below as well. I do have sliding scale payments, so that those of you who previously might not have thought that you could afford a coach, I do have options for you as well. So I'll put all that in the description box below, and I will leave you with an image of the sunrise. I hope you guys have an amazing day and stay blessed.